Hello and welcome back to my channel and to a new video. I hope you're well and having a lovely day. If you're new here, my name is Nicola. I make lifestyle videos and today I've got something a bit different. So every now and then I like to do like a hacks video. I think I did like a magic eraser hacks before. When I did Weight Watchers, I did like top tips for, you know, sticking to your plan. Currently trying that again. Apologies if you can hear banging or drilling. This is a good thing because it means that my floor is being fitted downstairs. Yes, so if you're a regular, you will know we're having our downstairs fully replace the floor, and we've been waiting a long time. It was supposed to be started yesterday. It didn't come yesterday, but they are here today. So yeah, that is going on. So apologies if you can hear the banging. Anyway, yes, I like to do just some tips and hacks and things occasionally when I find something that I found useful in my life or that I think other people would benefit from. Then I like to do a video to share that. And today I thought now was a really good time to talk about AI. Now, don't turn off. Don't turn off. AI is like buzzword at the moment. AI is everywhere. And I'm not talking about making babies talk like celebrities or making a doll that looks like your job or things like that. I mean, those are all good fun things you can do with AI. However, I think AI should be used really for useful things. It is, I'm going to say expensive. It's not expensive to use for you and me. However, for the environment, it's not the best if we're using it frivolously, let's say. However, I think there is a place and a time for using AI, and it is free. So I have Copilot, which I use for work, which is a paid version, which I'm trialing at the moment, but I actually prefer to use Chatgpt. And I use the free. I have used the paid version of that, but I currently am using the free version. And to be honest, other than the amount of times you can ask it things and the amount of things you can upload to it on a daily basis, there isn't a lot of difference between the free version and the paid version. Little things here and there. But if you're comparing different AIs or different tools, I mean, Apple obviously got theirs, you've got Genesis, oh, there are loads of different ones, but I find that Chatgpt is my favorite. As I say, I've been trialing Copilot at the moment, which is like the Microsoft one, and I just feel, I think I described it, certainly for work, I feel like it's an employee that doesn't really go the extra mile. I feel like it sort of does the basics, but doesn't really try and do as much as it can for you. So if you're wondering what all this is about, so obviously artificial intelligence has been around for a while now, and probably now more than ever it is accessible to everyone. So I've got the Chatgpt app on my phone. I also have it on my desktop, and I use it every single day without fail. Most of that is for work because I use it to help me. So I work in marketing. I don't use it to design anything. So occasionally I'll think, oh, I don't know what I want this to look like, and so I might ask it to design something for me, but generally it's just for ideas. And I think that is the biggest takeaway really for AI, is that it's great for ideas, it's great for giving you things to work with, but you don't have to take everything it says exactly, if you see what I mean. So I might put in, you know, I need an ideas for a marketing summer campaign for my client, and I want to include these sorts of taglines, and I want it to follow along this sort of theme, and then it might give me a few that would spur my imagination a little bit more. So I'm not letting Chatgpt come up with my work or do my work for me, but it's just helping me get the juices flowing, if you like. So, but in my personal life, I probably don't use it every day, but I've used it a lot, and I thought I would share with you my top 5 things that I've used it for recently that I think you guys would benefit from. And it's probably only recently that it's occurred to me to use it, I guess, for my personal life. And I think somebody on Instagram had said they'd used it to plan their day, and I was like, oh, I didn't even thought about that. So I gave that a go because I was struggling, and I think I did mention this in a previous video. I was struggling to fit in times to do a workout. And I am very busy, and if you're new here, you know, I have 2 children. One is grown up, the other one is teenager, and she does competitive dance and is at the studios most days. Plus I work full-time from home, plus we have 2 dogs, and so all of that put together with trying to keep the house clean and tidy, which it isn't at the moment, I was just getting overwhelmed with it. Couldn't work out how I could fit everything in, how I could, you know, do a workout on a daily basis and eat healthy and all of those things. So I put all of that information into Chatgpt. I said, look, this is my issue. These are the things I have to do on a daily basis. On a Monday I do this, Tuesday I do this, Wednesday I do this, Thursday, and so on and so forth. I need to find some time in my day to do a workout, even if it's 20 minutes, half an hour. When can I do it? And how can I best utilize my time? Like, when can I cook a meal? When would be, you know, and all that sort of thing. And I put it all in there, and it gave me a plan. And it doesn't just say, you know, here, do this. It'll say, like, these are some ideas, this is how your week could look, you know, and then you can go back and say, yeah, man, that doesn't work on a Monday because I forgot to mention I've got to do this. And so with Chatgpt, what you feed in, and the more you give it, the more it will give you back. And you can prompt it to say certain things and to respond in certain ways. So so with that situation, I think to start off with, I was like, I don't know how that's going to work. You know, maybe, and I looked at what it suggested, and I thought, well, actually, yeah, that's not quite right. But actually, maybe if I got up half an hour earlier, I could put in a workout there, and maybe it doesn't have to be every day. Maybe it could be at the weekends twice, and then twice during the week. So actually that makes it a bit more doable. And now I have got myself into a really good routine, and I am working out both days at the weekend, 2 days during the week. And I also asked it to give me some other things, which I will go through in a minute, to help me with a sort of healthier lifestyle, really. So that's the first one. So planning a busy schedule. So if you've got a day coming up and, oh my God, sometimes things can be overwhelming in your head and you think, I don't know how I'm going to fit everything in. Just ask Chatgpt or any other AI tool, you know, I've got all this to do, how can I fit it in? And just by writing you a list or planning it out can sometimes just take that pressure off your brain and go, oh, actually, yeah, that is okay. Because I don't know about you, but I tend to panic instantly. New situations, things that when there's a lot going on, I'm like, oh, can't do it. But actually when it gets laid out and you write it down, and things get a lot easier to deal with. So that's the first one, planning. Now, next one, so number 2 is another version of planning, but something that suddenly occurred to me. So we are going, Andrew and my other half and myself are going to New York in December, which was my 50th birthday present. And we are going for, I think we're going Thursday, we get there Thursday afternoon and we're leaving Monday night. So we've got 4 full days really, and then a half day at the beginning. And so I put into Chatgpt when we are going, where we are staying, the times that we're going to be there, and then I listed all the things that I wanted to do. So because trying to plan like in a short amount of time, if you're going like for 2 weeks, you think, oh, it's fine, yeah, we'll fit everything in. When you're going for such a short amount of time, like, what are the things that I really have to do? What are the things I must do? And I asked it to tell me, you know, I want to do some Christmassy things. I want to go to somewhere where I can see a view. I want to go ice skating. I want to go to Central Park. I want to do some shopping. You know, all of these things I want to do. Where should I go? What should I do and when? And where can I eat? And how should we get to these places? You know, how do you, if I want to go to Dumbo, how do I get there? If I want to go to Dyker Heights to see the Christmas lights, how do I get there? And when should I go? And what's a good day to go? You know, and so you put all of that information in, and it gave me a full itinerary for my holiday, like from start of the day, where I should go for breakfast. Now, obviously you don't have to follow it to the letter, but straight away, just looking at it, I was like, oh, that takes all that pressure off. Now, what is important to remember, especially if you're asking Chatgpt for factual information. So I have sometimes gone on, we do a pub quiz on a Friday night, and I've gone, and one of the rounds is this week's news. So I've asked it to give me, you know, can you give me the top news stories from this week? And it'll do that. But what's important to say when you're getting factual information is to tell it not to make anything up, not to assume anything, and just to give you the facts, because occasionally AI will search the internet for information, and because it's got information from a blog post or a story or a news article or something, it will assume a certain bit of information. So it might say, I don't know, something, oh, this building is being built because, and it's being built with environmental concerns the utmost of importance or something, I don't know. And it will say, oh, it's putting in solar panels, and oh, it's putting in this, and it might not be doing any of those things, but it's assumed because it said it's going to be environmentally friendly that it's doing all of these things. So just remind it, if you're getting factual information, don't make anything up, please, don't hallucinate, and don't assume anything. Give me the facts. And then it will do that. And give me the facts as of this moment. So obviously, if it's telling me when I'm in New York, I should go and visit this thing at this time, you know, it's up to me to check that that time that thing is open. I can't assume that Chatgpt has got that right. It may be right on that day when it's giving me the information, but in 6 months' time when I go to New York, that may not be correct. So it's still important, you know, if you're getting this information, to check it, to validate it, to make sure that those things are open at the times they say they open, that they are actual attractions, because it's not human. Well, I mean, humans are up for error, aren't they? But it's getting stuff from the internet, and you don't know quite where it's dragging that stuff from. So always check the information. But I have found that so useful, just for anything other than anything else, just taking that pressure off me for planning that holiday. I'm like, oh, right, that's everything I want to do, that's how I fit it in, those are some nice places to go to eat, great, we're off. So yeah, that's number 2. So number 1 was planning busy days, busy schedules. Number 2 is planning a holiday. Number 3 is my workout plan. So I mentioned before, I found a time to fit in my workout, and for the last few months I've been doing, and I've mentioned before in a video, I've been following Kaylee Cohen on YouTube and doing her workouts. And what I have been doing is getting up in the morning, looking through the videos for, like, during the week, 20-25 minute workouts. Weekends can be a bit longer, but generally 25 minutes, half an hour workouts, and going, oh, I'll do that one. Oh, I haven't done that one before, I'll do that one. And not really thinking about what my goal is or what exercise I should be doing on certain days. So I asked Chatgpt, I said, this is, and I linked the YouTube channel, so you can upload documents, you can link websites. So if you want it to search a particular website to find information for you, you can do that. Put the link in and say, can you tell me on this website where this, you know, information is? Because sometimes websites, you can take hours to troll it, and especially if you're looking through blog posts and stuff. So, you know, I put in the YouTube channel of the lady that does the workouts. I said, I want to do these workouts. This is my goal. I want to tone up particularly around my belly and my legs for you know, predominantly, but I also want to do full body workouts. I want to do mostly strength, but maybe a bit of cardio in there, maybe once a week. On this channel, what workout should I be doing and when? And I said on the weekends, Monday, Saturday and Sunday, I can do longer workouts, and then during the week, I can only do 20-25 minutes. And it gave me a 4-week schedule of workouts with the link to the video that I needed to go. So I've got a spreadsheet now that's on my phone. Literally, I've got it as a shortcut on my phone. I go to the spreadsheet, click on the link, there's the video, off I go, which saves me a good 10 minutes in the mornings searching, or at night searching for a video that I want to do. And also it makes me do something that is going to achieve my goals, rather than me looking through and going, oh, I don't really feel it today, I'll just do this easy workout, or I don't really want to do a HIIT today, I'll just do this arm workout, that'll be fine, or I'll just do this stretch, that'll be fine. It's so good at keeping me motivated and keeping me on track to achieve my goals, and I'm already seeing a difference in a couple of weeks of doing that compared to what I was doing before. So, and I'm working a lot harder than perhaps I was before. So, so that is really good. And I've also done the same for Phoebe. She hasn't started it yet, but she has an issue in that whenever she does her competitions that she does, the feedback is always the same, is that she has tension in her upper body. Her legs all do great things, her feet do great things, but she always has tension up here. And so I asked Chatgpt, specifically for a dancer who is 14 years old, how can she improve or reduce tension in her upper body, and what workouts could she do, what exercises can she do, and it gave a full plan for her. I've got it here, in fact, because I just printed it out for her. It gave me a full plan. It gave me awareness and relaxation drills, strengthening the right muscles, flexibility and mobility work, and then a daily routine, and then it gave me literally an upper body tension release plan for dancers. So what she can do on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and it puts in rest days in there for her because they're expensive, they're important, and yeah, really good, and loads of reasons about why she should do those things, and that will help keep her motivated and hopefully improve that for her. So yeah, workouts and plans and things like that, really good. And then on the similar idea, then food planning. You can ask ChatGPT to give you a week of meal ideas. Right, I need a week of meal ideas for my family. My family won't eat fish, they won't eat lamb, they don't like, I'm just giving you examples, they don't like X, Y, and Z, but we do like this and this. We want to try and make at least 2 or 3 meals vegetarian. We want at least 2 or 3 meals to be healthy. We want a cheat day. You could do anything like that. Say what you want, and then it will give you a meal plan for the week. And then once you've got that meal plan, you can say, right, now can you do me a shopping list for everything I need to buy for this meal plan? And it will do that for you. It'll give you a shopping list, you just print it out and off you go. And I will say now, food planning and meal planning are my least favourite jobs that I have. When I go and do the food shop, I sit down and I have to try and think of meal ideas. This is why we do Gusto 3 days a week, because it takes that stress out of it. But trying to think of things for Phoebe to eat, because she has to be in and out, you know, she's not here for very long in the evenings because she's out dancing, is really hard. And the other day, I couldn't think of anything. I was like, please can you give me a meal idea for me, my other half, and my daughter who is 14. She's quite fussy, she loves pasta, and I want something that, you know, I can't remember what else I said. I wonder if I've got it on my phone. Let me see if I can find it, because it was quite a funny conversation that I had. Bear with, let me have a look. Here we go. So I asked ChatGPT, what shall we have for dinner? Me, my partner and daughter, 14. No fish and something relatively stress-free. So it said, here's a simple stress-free dinner idea that should please everyone, and there's no fish involved. It was a 1-pan creamy Tuscan chicken with pasta. So I copied and pasted that in a WhatsApp message to Phoebe and said, would you eat this? And she said, yeah, probably. So it gave me all the ingredients, and it gave me the recipe instructions and everything. And it said you can serve it with a side salad or steamed green beans. I think we had it with peas and garlic bread. And it said, if you want something even simpler, I can suggest a 20-minute tray bake or a taco night setup. Want a vegetarian version or anything specific your daughter likes or dislikes? So we had it. Phoebe didn't eat all of it, but she ate most of it and she tried it, so that was a win for me. And so I responded afterwards. I mean, it's like this is a real person. It's not a real person. But I said, thank you, this was delicious. My daughter wasn't sure about it, but she ate most of it, so that's a win in my opinion. And ChatGPT responded with, that definitely counts as a win, especially with a 14-year-old. I'm really glad you and your partner enjoyed it and that your daughter gave it a good go. If you'd like, I can suggest a few more dinner ideas that are no fish, family friendly or stress-free, and maybe a little more tailored to your daughter's tastes. Just let me know if there are ingredients or types of meals she loves or really won't eat, and I'll build that around that. You deserve more wins like tonight. So I thought that was fun. But yeah, meal planning, brilliant, really, really good. And I've spent hours searching the internet before for recipes or looking through recipe books, and literally just like that, I had a recipe, everyone said they'd eat it, cooked it, everyone liked it, wonderful. So that's number 4. And then number 5 is for decor, home improvement. So I think I shared this when I was talking about my floor previously, and I showed a little picture, I'll put it back up here if I can find it, of what Chatgpt suggested I should do with my hallway. And you can do that with any room in the house. So you could take a picture of your view, for example. So this is my lounge. I definitely want to decorate this lounge at some point. We've never done anything to it since we moved in, and we've lived here nearly 10 years. It is a white box, and we're going to need to change our carpet and our sofas at some point. But this is a job for next year, once the floor has been done downstairs. But I did the same for my office. But you could take a picture of where you're sitting. So you can sit on your sofa, take a picture of it, and then upload it to Chatgpt and say, this is my view, please can you make it better? Or please can you suggest how I could decorate it to make it look warmer? Or please can you give me an example of a living room like this but with green sofas? How could I decorate it? If you are overwhelmed with ideas, I am very much, I think it's because I'm a Libra, I'm very balanced, I like a lot of things. So I'll see a design that somebody has in their living room. I get this magazine, in fact it's right here. My lovely mum buys this for me on a subscription for my birthday every year. It's House Beautiful magazine, and I'll look through this, and something can be cottagey and shakery and vintagey, and I love it. And then something can be really modern and slick and industrial, and I'll love it. I like everything, and so it's really hard. There's certain things I don't particularly like, retro 1960s sort of style, but there's not much that I don't like. And so finding then your style to put into your home can be really hard because you like everything. And so I did that with this room. I said, well, we've chosen the sofas that we want. We're going to have a corner sofa over there. You can even see it. Here we go. If I move the, there we go. So this this grey sofa here, and then we've got one here. So we're going to replace this one here with a smaller, like a cuddle chair or like a 2-seater, and then have a much bigger corner sofa that comes round there to replace that one. This is, you know, one day when we win the lottery or when we get some extra money from somewhere. But this is the next project really, after carpets. And so I just said, we're going to have a corner sofa. I want it to be green, like an olivey green. What colour carpet goes with it? Because we want it sort of darkish, but then we don't want everything to be too dark. And just give me some ideas. And it gave me, I think it gave me these, and if I can find them, I'll put them here. And I've just found that really useful to try and think, okay, yeah, I like that. No, I don't like that. How could this room look? What colour would we paint the walls? You know, would I do paneling, which, you know, I really like the idea of. Is it a fad? I don't think it is. I think it's been around for a little while, and I definitely like it. So it's like, well, do we invest and do that? So yeah, home decor and just getting ideas and things like that. And that's kind of how I use it for work. It's like, you know, this is a campaign I've done before for this client. I want something similar, but I want it to move on, and I want it to be talking about this instead. How could we do that? And it'll give you ideas. So those are the top 5 ways that I use AI in my day-to-day life. And is it dramatic to say it's changed my life? I don't think it is. I think it kind of has, in a really positive way. I will say a few other things we've used it for. Archie, my son, used it to get some tips for writing his personal statement. He's going back to university, I think, in September. I say I think. He's been offered a place. Whether he goes or not, I'll leave that to him. But he used it to, yeah, help write his personal statement. You can ask it to write it for you. Absolutely you can, but I would never recommend that. And I know in education it's definitely frowned upon for getting AI to write stuff for you. However, you can ask it for tips. You could put in your personal statement that you've written and say, can you make this better? So that's what I would suggest to do, rather than say, here, write this for me. I did ask it once a little while ago, Phoebe was doing a prepared reading for a drama competition, and she was reading an excerpt from Harry Potter, and she needed to do a summary at the beginning. And so I asked Chatgpt, can you give me a synopsis of this extract from this book? And it responded and said, no, I can't. I suggest you read the book. So I was like, well, fair enough. So, you know, there's certain things that it won't do, but I then I wrote one and then said, can you make this better? And it did. So that's the better way of doing it. So yeah, Archie used it for a uni statement. We used it, Andrew applied for a job recently, and we used it to update his CV. So I uploaded the CV I already had. I said, can you make this better? And it did. And obviously I jigged things around and made sure that it was all correct, but that was a really good idea. I also asked recently for a sleep plan for Andrew, because Andrew was struggling to sleep, or struggling to get deep sleep on a night. So it gave him lots of ideas of things he can do, which you can get off the internet, but it summarises it all in one place. So I just thought that was really useful, and he started doing that and is sleeping a little bit better. So there. That's everything, and I really hope this has been useful and given you some ideas of how you can use AI to benefit you. Let me know down below if there's anything that you've asked ChatGPT or Copilot or another AI tool to do for you. I'd love to know if you've asked it to do anything and that it's helped you. But if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already, and I look forward to seeing you next time.
Told me more than once to show you my intention. My brain gets blocked at times, but now somehow I'll give you my attention.